Can you please tell us the year that you were born?
1903.
1903. That makes you, how old are you?
I'm still 83, but I'll be 84 in next month.
Okay. Where were you born?
I was born in Marlin.
Marlin?
Marlin.
And that's where?
Town. It's Kiev gubernia. By Kiev.
By Kiev in Russia?
Russia, 100 miles from Kiev.
How big a town was it?
Oh, it was maybe 5,000 people.
A small town then?
Small town.
And what was your father and mother's name?
Yankee Leib, Dennis, wait a minute. And my mother's name was Esther. Her maiden name was Garber.
Okay. Did your grandparents live in that town too?
Yeah. Yeah, my mother's father and mother.
Did you know them?
I remember them.
You do?
I remember them.
Okay. Yeah. What did your grandparents do?
My grandfather was a builder. He built houses. He was a contractor.
That was your father, your mother's?
My mother's father.
Okay. Do you know what your father's father did?
I don't remember.
Okay. How many brothers and sisters did you have?
I had 3 brothers and 2 sisters.
Okay. And where did you live in this town? Did you live in the town, or did you live outside of the town?
In town, small town, in town. In Marlin.
And what did your father do?
Well, we had a place. My father used to make. They made that for the shoes. That what do you call this? What do you call this?
The last of the shoe?
Huh?
The last of the shoe?
The leather.
Oh, the leather part of the shoe.
The leather, yeah.
Was it a tannery?
That was like a little factory.
So the leather came in, and then they cut out the molds.
They had to make it with that leather. They bought it just at the skins.
And they made the leather.
And then they made the leather.
How many people?
My brother helped him out.
How many people worked in the factory?
Well, that was my father, my brother, and a couple more, about 5, 6 people.
Okay. You said there were, of your brothers and sisters, what were who was the oldest brother?
Morris Dennis.
He was the oldest child? And then who was next?
The next was the sister, Lily Brooks. Lily Brooks.
And then who next?
And then brother Abe Dennis. Abe Dennis is still alive. And then I came, and I got another brother, Ben Dennis. He just passed away just by 4 months, 3, 4 months. And their sister, Sarah Rosen, she lives in Florida.
Okay. The ages between the children, were there a lot of years between the children, or they were close together?
Not close. Well, some was 3 years, some was 4 or 5 years. It was not too close.
Okay. So you lived in Russia until you were how old?
I was about 18 years when I left. No, 17 and a half years I got married. And then I left for America.
So you lived there for about 17 years?
For 17, about 18 years.
Okay. Did you go to school?
Yeah.
What kind of a school did you go to? What was it like?
School was in Hebrew and in Russian.
Was it for girls and for boys?
Boys and girls.
It wasn't cheder?
It was a cheder, yeah.
But they let girls go?
Yeah. Boys and girls together.
And your sisters went too?
My sister Sarah was too young to go with me, but my brother Abe in Ben went with me to school.
How old were you when you started school?
I started young. I bet I was 7 years, 7 years.
And you learned to read Hebrew there?
Yeah, Hebrew.
And Russian
In
too?
Russian, yeah. No, Hebrew and Russian.
Did all the children learn in one room?
Yeah.
So all the different ages were together in one room?
In one room, the room that I belong. Not all the kids, you know. Some are higher, some are in lower classes.
So the classes were set up by age?
Yeah.
Do you know how many children were in your class? Was it a big class of children?
I don't remember. I know that was I bet it was 20 children
Did you go to school all day?
all day. Till 3 o'clock, 3 o'clock.
Okay. And for how many years did you go to school? From the time you were 7 till about how old?
I went to school till I got married.
So you were in school from the time you were 7 until...
Till I got a year before. I was about 16 years, till 16 years.
What other kinds of things did you learn in school besides
Russian.
Russian and...
Russian and Hebrew.
Did you learn history?
I learned Germany. We had to take a language too.
So you had to learn German?
Germany.
Did you learn math? Did you have math and science and those sorts of things?
No.
Okay. Did the girls learn the same things as the boys?
Yeah.
It was all the same?
Yeah.
Okay. When you were a little girl, when you were between the ages of 7 and 10, when you would get out of school, what kinds of things did you do?
I had to make my night works.
You made what?
I made my, my night works.
Your homework?
Homework, yeah.
So you did your homework?
Yeah. Sure, I had homework.
When you would play, did you play with your brothers and sisters, or did you have friends nearby?
I had friends. Girlfriends.
Did you play with just the Jewish children or all the children?
Just Jewish children.
Okay. Of the town of 5,000, how many were Jewish?
Maybe half.
Okay. Around where you lived, did you live where there were Jews and Gentiles, or only Jews?
Only Jews. It was a Jewish neighborhood.
Okay. And when you would play, did you have dolls to play with?
Oh, sure.
What other kinds of things did you play?
Dolls, maybe, little toys. We didn't have so many toys as here. Forget about it. We had a doll, that's all.
Okay. They didn't have so many appliances and things like they have now.
No.
So you had to help your mother.
Sure.
Okay. What kinds of things? How did your mother wash clothes?
How did you wash clothes? Well, I can't explain, with the washing clothes. But we had to go to the river to take the clothes. We soaked the clothes. First we soaked the clothes. And then there was like a little bucket from wood. And we put the clothes in the bucket. And we put some soap. And we boiled water. And we put in the bucket. So the bucket was, and the bucket ran down. The water ran down. The hot water ran down from the bucket.
Okay. So you went to the river.
Then we had to go to the river and wash it.
And did you have water that came to your house?
No, we had to bring the water.
How did you bring the water?
We had, on the...
You had pails on for your shoulder?
From one shoulder, from 2 pails. On both sides. One pail here and one pail in the back, and we bring water. And we had a man used to bring us water too.
Okay.
The people could afford, they bring us water to the house. But sometimes when we were short, we had to go to the river with a pail and bring a pail of water.
How far away from the river did you live?
It was very far. It was very far. Well, but I would say about half a mile.
Okay. Did you also swim in the river?
Yeah. Swim, yeah. We had the rivers for swim.
Okay. In the winter time, did the river freeze?
Yeah, no, sure, for the whole winter.
It was very cold in the winter.
The winter was very cold. It was very cold. And we had ovens and with coal, with wood.
How did you heat your house?
With wood.
In a fireplace?
Fireplace was in the house. A fireplace.
Was there
wood.
one fireplace?
One fireplace, and the house is big. We had two. We had two fire. One was for baking, for cooking, and one was just for winter. It was two. But for winter time, we had two. We had one oven. Was in the one like in the wall. A fireplace.
Okay. When you got older, when you were a teenager, did you date? Were you
No.
allowed to date boys?
No.
It wasn't what
I
that.
didn't date. No.
Girls didn't do that. How did it work with the boys? Was it set up by your parents who you would be marrying?
Well, with me, yeah, the boys and girls are coming together. They're coming together. When they're getting 17, 18 years, they come together. And, you know, they dance, they gather drink, just have a pub or an ice cream. They don't drink.
Yeah.
But with me, it was like that. With me, I was about 16 years old, about close to 17, and my father passed away.
Okay, so what happened?
My father passed away, so they started looking for a boy for me. After all, the mother was left with 4 children. Was Abe and Sarah, and me, and Shia, 4 children. So they got the max. They got my max.
So what happened? How did they find a boy for you? What did they do?
Well, you know, my father belonged to a shul, and he was a gardener in the shul. He was you know, a man, a Yiddish man, and everybody respected him. And they thought, for me, they have to find a nice boy, a boy that could make a living. So they, the shadchan. You know what a shadchan is?
Yeah, but you tell me what a shadchan is. I know, but you go ahead and tell me.
And they bring him over. He was a good-looking boy. He was a very good-looking.
So they went to a matchmaker.
Matchmaker, that's right. A matchmaker. So we came up, and he liked me, and I liked him.
So the matchmaker brought him to you?
Yeah.
Was he from a different town?
He was from a different town, but he was working in our town.
Had you seen him before? Did you know from him?
No, I never saw him before. It was the first time. He worked in our town. He was a Schneider, you know.
What's a Schneider?
He was working by suits. He worked by men's suits.
What did he do?
You know, he was a tailor.
A tailor.
Tailor.
Okay. So they introduced him to you?
He introduced him.
And you told them what?
And told them he was not a few times. And they liked each other. That's all. He didn't go away from the house no more. It was then. We got married.
So you got married in Russia?
17 and a half years I got married already.
And how old was he?
He was about 7 years older. He was 17. He was 7 years older than I am. He was about 24.
What was your wedding like?
It was a nice wedding. It was a nice wedding.
Was it in a shul?
No, it was in the house, my sister's house. And we walked to the shul. We walked to the shul. And it was a nice wedding. My mother gave a nice wedding. And
Did you have a dowry?
no.
Did girls have dowries then?
Well, I think so, but I didn't have
Who was, your father was dead, who was running the factory?
When brother Abe.
So he was taken care of. Was all your family still in Russia at this time, when you got married?
Yeah.
Everyone was still in Russia?
My father was still in Russia. The whole family was
So
still in Russia.
what year was this then?
In 1903?
No, you...
No.
No.
No. for 1920.
Okay. So the Russian Revolution had happened already.
Yeah. Sure, sure.
Did anything change in your town when the Russian Revolution happened?
Well, it was changed because it was, we had meetings. We had meetings.
How did it affect the Jews in the town?
Huh?
Did the revolution affect the Jews in the town?
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
happened?
The people they got business and people they were a little bit richer, you know, they had a lot of trouble. They had a lot of trouble in the Bolsheviks. You know, when we had, you know, we had a little bit more than somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
We had a store with a shoe store and a factory. So, you know, they picked on us a little bit.
Well, how did the Bolsheviks pick on you?
Somebody told me where we're hiding our stuff. Where we're hiding our stuff, you know, our leather.
Uh-huh.
So they tell them where, and they come for morning, and they find everything. And they want my brother.
Which brother did they want?
They want my brother.
So what happened?
So we told him, I don't know where he is. And he had to go away from town because if they would get him, I bet they would kill him or they would send him to the jail forever.
So where did he go?
So we hide him after a few days, and then he went away to Europe, to America.
So he had money?
He had money, he went away to America. And when my brother-in-law came in, and he talked to the Bolsheviks, he made them a deal. They'll get so much money, they should forget about it. And that's what happened. That's what happened.
So who ran the factory after Abe left?
Well, you know, after Abe left, we don't know what happened. One of my uncles was in partner. My father passed away, and so I don't know what happened then. We went away, and I don't know what happened then.
Right.
In the factory.
Did was Grandpa in the army?
No.
How did he get out of the army?
He had trouble with a leg. He was trouble with a leg, and he had to always go with a cane. So he got out of the army.
Did any of your brothers have to go?
Wait a minute. Who you mean, my father or my...
No, Grandpa, Max.
I don't know, he got. I don't know. He was with it. Well, he was in the army. And then, when he got married, we went away right away from Europe. Right away, we went away from Europe. So he got out from the army.
Was he in the army?
He was in the army when he was a young boy.
When you got married to him, was he in the army?
No, he was out already. He came back. He just came back from the army.
So after you got married, Abe went right away to America.
Yeah.
And then very soon after you went?
Then I went with
You came next?
I came next. And my mother had to wait about a year. My brother, what's his name, Morris, sent the papers from America.
When did he come?
He came before the war. He came before the war.
So he was first?
He was first.
First came Morris.
Morris. Yeah.
And then came Abe?
Abe came, yeah.
And then you?
And then I came, and my mother and the three children. You know, Abe and Sarah in Shia came the last.
With Ben and Sarah and Shia?
Yeah, Ben, Sarah, and Shia.
Okay. When you left the country, where did you go when you left Russia?
I came to Rovne.
Where's that?
Rovne is still in Europe, but it's still Poland, in Poland.
All right. Did you travel by train?
I traveled, but we had a hard time till we made the border.
How did you get to the border?
We came to the border. We came to the border with first we came with we took the train, and then we came to the border. It was 150 miles from Mali. And there we have to still overnight. We went to the border. We paid up and we went to the border. And it was in Rovne. Well, Rovne was Poland. In Poland.
Did you go over, not on the train?
Huh?
How did you get through the border?
They took us we walked to the border at night.
What did you have with you?
I just had my clothes. And that's all. So they stopped by the border. They stopped us. Oh, it's a whole story. By the way, to go through the border, they stopped us. It was at night time. It was about 12 o'clock. In Europe, they didn't have no lights. So it was when they stopped us, they called stoi at night time, and we were walking.
What does that mean?
It means stop at night. It was about 12 o'clock or 1 o'clock. They cut us through by the border, and they, me and the far were walking together. And he held my hand when they said, stoi, stop. He took my hand and we stopped by wall, you know, like a wall, like a building.
Okay.
And we were standing the whole time. They took away the clothes. We took all the people and they arrested. And me and Pa were left.
They didn't see you?
They didn't see us. So when they hollered stoi, so he grabbed my hand and said, be quiet. Stay still. See, he told me, be quiet. He was older, he was a soldier already. So we were standing still till they took the wagon and the clothes and all the people what was going with us, and they took him to the court. They sent him all back, and me in power left. So in the morning, when it got the light, we saw it from far away. A man is packing some dishes to go to the market. You know, they used to make dishes and go to a market to sell it.
Okay.
So we went up to the man, and we told him the whole story, and we saw it, they are Jewish people. And so he helped us.
How did he help you?
I helped. He took us into the house and stayed. He told us to stay in the house, not to go no place. And he went to the people, you know, who were supposed to take us to the border. So he talked to them and told them we are there and everything, and we wore not clothes. So they didn't give us nothing. So what they gave us, the talus. He sent the talus in the film. Past talus in the film. They took it out. In the clothes, it was just a traveling. I had everything, but I had some money with me. See, I had some gold with me. You know, it was sewed up in my pants. And that was we had left. So with that money, we came to Rovne.
Did you have any jewelry?
Huh?
Did you have any jewelry with you or anything like that?
I didn't. I took everything away.
So all you had left was...
So I had some money with me, some gold money.
Okay.
So when we came to Rovne, I had a cousin there in Rovne. So we find this address and everything, and the American amalgamated, they helped people. When they come into the border, they helped us. They helped us.
A company helped you?
Yeah, it's American. They called American. They helped us.
Why?
They help people who want to go away from there.
Okay.
See? So they helped us with everything.
How long did you stay in Poland then?
We stayed a whole year. But 6 months. 6 to 8 months.
With Grandpa's cousin? You stayed?
No, no. Grandpa was working there, and we got an apartment, and we were staying till we got some visas to go someplace, to go to America or any place they're going to send us. So we got visas to Havana, Cuba. We stayed there a whole year in Poland. So we got visas to Havana, Cuba.
What did he do to earn a living there, Grandpa? What did he do?
He was working in a tailor shop.
Okay. When you were in Russia, were there pogroms?
Plenty pogroms.
What was it like? What happened?
The Germans used to come in and they killed us. They killed us. When they walked out from the town, we find on the gardens, plenty people killed. Plenty people killed.
This was the Russians that were doing this, wasn't it?
No, the Germans used to come in and fight. The Germans used to come in, not the Russians. When they were fighting, when the war was going on.
Oh.
So, one time they came into my house, and we knew they in town. When they knew in town, we hide ourselves. So, where we hide ourselves, me and my brother, Abe, it was a roof. A roof. We had a roof on the ceiling, a roof to the roof.
Okay.
Between. So I was hiding there with my brother Abe. Sarah and Shai were still small children that time. So anyhow, one time they came in and they hit my mother, the Germans. They hit her, but thank God they didn't do nothing to her, just they hit her. And they said bad words and everything, but they walked out and they didn't do nothing. They did not be upstairs. They were looking for us, and they did not be on the ceiling hiding.
So you could see what was happening?
We were hurt. We
Yeah.
were quiet. We knew it, what's going on down. Because, we're just, it's a roof between the ceiling.
Yeah.
You understand what?
Sure.
But we were afraid when they came in town. Some people will find killed on the outside, on the gardens. They find killed people, killed Jews.
When you went to Havana, you went by boat?
Yeah.
Do you know the name of the boat?
I don't remember.
How long did it take? A long time?
No, it took, I think, about a week. I don't remember. It took us a week. How long it took us? I don't remember how long it took us.
Did you know anybody in Cuba?
No.
When you went to Cuba, were there other Jews there?
Plenty. Everybody went to Cuba because America didn't let us out. America had too many people already. The quota.
For the quotas. What year was this that you went to Cuba?
It was about 1920. 1920.
And
We stayed there a whole year.
in Cuba? What did Grandpa do there?
He was a tailor by trade. He was a tailor, so he was working there. A tailor shop.
Were you working at all during this time?
No.
Okay. And you lived in an apartment there?
In a room. Just one room. And that's all. Just one room. With a lot of immigrants came there. See, they couldn't come into America. They had to wait for the time. So they went to Havana, Cuba.
Were you worried you weren't going to get into?
Huh?
Were you worried you weren't going to get into America?
Yeah, we were worried. We were worried maybe we'll better go to Cuba. From Havana, Cuba, we got a better chance to come into America.
Okay. At this time,
We stayed a whole year there.
your brother Abe was where?
He was in America already. They came before us.
So Abe and Morris were here already.
Abe and Morris was here, but Abe came in with my mother in Shire and Sarah.
Oh, they weren't there already then.
No, they came in after...
I thought Morris and Abe came first.
Morris was for years already.
Here.
here.
And Abe came next.
In Abe, in Mother, in Shai and Sarah came together. After we came from, we
Who
left
was the
Europe.
one that had to run away when the Russians were looking, when the Bolsheviks were looking for him?
Abe. Abe, and he came to Rovne, and he couldn't go no further.
Oh.
So he was waiting
For your mother.
for my mother with Sarah and Shai.
What about Ben?
In Ben.
So only Morris was in this country.
Only Morris was in Wisconsin.
And he was in Chicago?
He was in Chicago. He was in Cincinnati.
Okay.
Morris was in Cincinnati.
So you were...
Morris had his family already. He brought his family.
Okay. You were in Havana, and did you learn Spanish?
A little bit. A little bit.
So what...
I knew what to buy, what to get. But, yes, so I say...
Could you keep kosher there?
Yeah.
Was it hard?
It was very hard. It was a butcher. I used to bring in from Tampa, Florida. So we had to tell him where we want, and he bring in some kosher. Wednesday, Thursday, he used to bring in something for Shabbos. But otherwise, he could get everything in Havana, Cuba.
What year did you come to United States?
In 1921,
Okay.
22, something like that.
When you were in
I spent a whole year in Havana, Cuba.
When you were in Havana, was Yetta born? Was it Yetta was born?
Yetta
in
was
Havana?
born in Havana, Cuba.
Okay.
She was 19 months old when I came here.
Okay. And so did you come right to Cincinnati?
I came to Cincinnati. First I came to Cincinnati. And then Max wanted to go to Chicago. We went to Chicago. We stayed a year in Chicago.
All right, you came to Cincinnati because your brother was here.
Yeah, my mother was here already. My sister, the whole family came here already. I was the last one to came. They came before me.
Okay.
I was the last one to come here.
And Grandpa wanted to be with his family in Chicago?
Yeah.
His brother was there?
Brother and two sisters were in Chicago.
And so you went to Chicago for a year?
We stayed a whole year and I didn't like it. I said I want to go to Cincinnati. So we came here.
He was a tailor in Chicago?
Yeah, yeah. He was working.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you came back here?
And we came back.
And when you came back here, you just had Yetta still?
Only Yetta, yeah.
And
then Betty was born.
in Cincinnati?
Betty was born in Cincinnati, yeah.
Okay. Did
Ruby was born in Cincinnati.
when did he work as a tailor here?
Yeah.
Also? When did he stop working as a tailor?
The last well, we were in the business about 15, 16 years in the fish store. So how long is it? It's we are out of business. How long is it? How long is it we're out of business?
One time.
We worked in the tailor shop for a long time.
How did he end up with the chicken and fish store?
Huh?
How did he end up with the chicken and going from being a tailor to a chicken and fish store?
Because it didn't make enough. So we decided we'll go in business. Maybe we'll make a better living. It didn't make, I don't know why. It didn't make enough money. We couldn't get along. Couldn't get, there was not enough. So we decided we will go to business. So we find a chicken store. We bought a chicken store.
Did somebody help you buy into the store?
Huh?
Did somebody help you buy the store?
Yeah. What's the name? I loaned some money from Jack there, and I paid him back in Wales. That's all.
So when you
And
went
my,
into,
and my brother Morris.
so when you went into business, you went into business with him, didn't
Yeah,
you?
yeah.
And you worked too.
But 20 years we stayed in the business.
Where was the store located?
Prospect.
Prospect? North, where is that?
Prospect and Riding Road.
Okay. That was in North Avenue?
Riding Road in Avondale.
In Avondale?
Avondale.
Where were you living?
I was living in an apartment not far from the store. And then a couple of years we saved up. We bought a house in first house we bought. Beautiful 2 apartments. And I lived in an apartment. Then we made a nice living already. In the store we made a nice living.
And you worked with him?
Yeah, I worked with him till the rest.
And so you were there in the store every day?
Yeah, every day.
What did you do in the store?
In store, that's everything. I was doing everything.
What was there to do? I don't know what the chicken and fish store is like. Tell me what happens. Was kosher chickens?
Kosher chickens. A kosher business. Kosher chickens and kosher chickens and fish. But we were off Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
So you weren't open on Friday at all?
Monday, I didn't go in.
You didn't go in on Friday?
Friday I didn't go in.
You were making Shabbos on Friday?
Shabbos, yeah. In the Shabbos we were closed. It was not business Shabbos and a Sunday and a Monday. So I used to work hard with a couple of days. Wednesday, Thursday. These 2 days I used to work hard. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. But
how old were the children when the store started?
well, they were big children already. They were all in school. They were all in school already.
They were old enough to take care of themselves pretty much?
Yeah, yeah.
So you didn't have to worry about that?
No, you had to help me in the store too. Yeah, there was my big girl, she helped me. But Betty never went in. And then Ruben went in for a few years. He stayed with me.
When he was in high school?
Yeah, he was in school, yeah. He was out of school already.
When he went to work in the store?
Yeah, he was out of school already. So he helped me in the store.
So you lived in the beginning you lived in an apartment nearby, and then you bought your first house.
Yeah.
And where was that?
In Wilson Avenue. In Wilson Avenue, I bought a house.
Where is that in Cincinnati?
Cincinnati, it is not far from this you. Wilson in, you know where,
Is it near Forest?
New Forest. New Forest, Forest Avenue. In the Wills, Forest Avenue. The house was in the Forest. Forest Avenue? I don't remember.
There's a house on Forest Avenue that Reuben talks about right near the zoo.
Yeah.
Is that the house?
That's the house, the Forest Avenue.
Was it two-family house?
2 family, yeah.
You rented the other part?
Well, sure. What's the name lived in my house? The Fisher's sister. Helen Fisher's sister lived in my house. Helen Fisher. You know Helen Fisher?
No.
You know that Ruben's friend Fisher, what's his
Sure.
name? His mother's sister lived in my house in the first floor. I lived upstairs because I had bedrooms, 3, 4 bedrooms.
Okay.
I had 3 bedrooms. So Ruben had a bedroom and the girls had a bedroom. I had a bedroom. It was a big house.
So you lived on Forest Avenue,
Forest in here.
and Yetta worked in the store when she was
Yeah, I worked to Yesha before she got married.
before she got married,
Yeah.
and Reuben worked there for a while
Yeah.
after school. And from Forest Avenue, you moved where?
To Forest Avenue. I know. To Forest Avenue, I moved to
Here?
in where I live now.
On Vera?
The first house was in the same street, but right by the corner, the first house. And then I didn't like the kitchen. So when I saw my apartment, and I saw the kitchen, I saw a big apartment, so I sold my house and I moved to this one. This one I am now.
Okay.
It's 3 years old, 3 years
Okay. So you worked in the chicken and fish store for what you said, 15, 16 years?
old. Maybe 18 years.
Do you remember what year you closed the store?
I live now 33 years in the house I'm now. And I closed it. I closed it a couple of years. It's about 30 years already. I'm out of the store. So when was it?
30 years ago you've been out of the store? So you're talking about 1957?
1962, I think.
Okay. Why did you close the store?
I didn't want to stay no more. I didn't want to stay no more in the store. I couldn't hold it up by himself. He had to have me or Rubin to help, and I didn't want to stay no more in the store.
So you
So I closed it up and that's all.
Okay. And at that time,
That's that time we went out. We had plenty money in the bank, and we had a couple houses. So I thought to myself, that's enough.
so
It was very hard. It's a hard business.
long hours?
It's not long hours, but it's a very, very hard business.
Why? What's hard?
It was kosher business. It was very hard. It felt very hard for me.
Okay. At that time, Grandpa retired.
Yeah.
He was a pretty young man at that time.
Yeah, sure I was a young man. I was a young man, I thought, that's all.
How old about when he retired?
Maybe 60. No, he was older than I am.
Well, 30 years ago, you would have been 57, 53.
Yeah.
So he would have been about 60.
Over 60, about 60, about 62.
So after he retired, what did he do? What did you do?
I didn't do nothing. I was home. That's all.
And what did he do?
Same thing.
He relaxed?
He relaxed. He went to the Jewish Center. He became a member of Jewish Center, and he went there.
Did you travel? You went to Israel?
Yeah.
When did you go to Israel?
1950.
I was in 50.
Yeah.
You never went back to Europe, did you? Did you ever want to?
Always want to go. Not to be there, but just to see the family, but still, he has left family, and to see Europe.
Did you have family that died in the Holocaust?
No.
Everybody got out?
No. Max's family. I don't know what happened to them.
Did all of his brothers and sisters get out?
Yeah. Yeah. The sisters here. Okay, Sam. Yeah. But the sister's family, brother's family, few didn't get out. And some of the family of his brothers didn't get out.
Who's Tante Alicia?
My sister.
And when you mentioned your sisters,
Ben's mother.
when you mentioned your family, you mentioned Morris and Abe.
Morris and Abe and Shia.
And Shia and Sarah. And you. Yeah. And where's Lisha in there?
She's the oldest. She's the second one after Morris.
She was after Morris.
After Morris.
Grandpa used to tell a story about coming over to this country about jewels, that they were big, the size, he told me, I think, of the size of oranges these diamonds were, that he had to give to somebody in order to smuggle you both out of Europe. Do you remember that story?
I remember he had to give something. Had to give something. They had something, they took it away. I don't know. I know that there was something.
Were there jewels?
It was a pocketbook, and then they give him back. I don't remember. I know this was something, but I don't remember. I can't tell you. He used to laugh and tell the story. He used to laugh and tell the story. You could never come out to how that happened.
No, because the story changed every time he told it.
I don't remember.
Does it ever amaze you when you look around today and you see the computers and everything that moves so fast and all of the appliances, and from when you were a little...
Different life, but it's different things, a different life. Well, everything came out, not the weekend. Everything came a little bit later. Since we're here, we're here already for 64 years.
But when you stop and you think that when you were a little girl, you were bringing water to your house in buckets.
That's right.
And you look
we went to go swimming we didn't have the water, we had to bring the water, we had to how we wash the laundry. I didn't tell you how we washed the laundry. You know, we used to take out the ashes from the
fireplace?
From the fire and put in the laundry. And then boiling hot water and put on the ashes, on the laundry, and then go to the river wash it. That's how we used to do it. You know, it was a different life. And when we came here to America, we didn't find no machines. We find with the hand machine.
The ringer?
A ringer, yeah. We are happy already. We got a ringer. We got something.
When you were growing up, there were no cars, were there?
No, not in Europe.
So how did you get around?
Walked. We walked all over.
Could you walk all over your whole town?
Yeah, we walked.
Did your father have a horse?
No, I think my brother got older. He had a horse. My father didn't have a horse, no.
So if you had to go somewhere, you walked?
We walked.
The synagogue was walking. You could walk to the synagogue from your town?
Oh, yeah. The synagogue was all around us. We were by the synagogues.
Was there more than one synagogue in the town?
Yeah. There was 2-3 synagogues in our town.
How did you learn to read English? How did you learn to read and write English?
How did I learn?
Yeah, did you go to school here?
I didn't have a chance because the kids are small and I didn't have the tool to leave him and go to school. That was my trouble. If I would go away to school, maybe I'll learn faster.
So you learned all by yourself?
By myself, from the children. I couldn't leave him. When I bring Yada here, Yada was a year. She was not quite a year. It was a year. I didn't have nobody to... My mother used to say, bring it, I'll watch it, go to school, I'll watch it, go to school. She wanted to go to school. But it's very hard. It was hard for me.
Did Grandpa go to school to learn English?
Yeah, he went to school. Not much. When I started to go, he learned faster than I did. Because he went to the Jewish center with the man. So that helped. But for me it was very hard.
What else was different? When you were growing up, you didn't have a car, and you told me how you washed clothes. The clothes that you wore, you bought at the store, or your mother didn't make those clothes for you?
No.
You bought them at the store?
We bought them at the store.
What else was different?
Everything was different. The life was different. You wasn't afraid. wasn't afraid. Europe was afraid every minute.
In Europe, you were afraid every minute?
Yeah, sure.
Afraid of what?
Of the bandits, the Germans, they used to come every time in town and kill people. You never know who they're gonna kill. Never knew. The Germans.
Told me that when you were in Europe, you used to work in the shoe store?
Yeah.
And your mother worked in the shoe store?
Yeah, all worked in the shoe store. Sure, we had a shoe store.
So were you working in the store while your father and your brothers were working in the factory?
They used to work in the store, you know, it was market. Markets, and to a day. This day was a market. We used to go in the markets. We used to ride on the markets. I forgot, sure. We used to go all the time with a horse.
So you had a horse and you had a wagon and you took...
We used to go on the market, and I was always going to the market with him, and my mother.
To sell the shoes?
Sure.
Was it for women's shoes and men's shoes?
Just women's shoes. Just women's shoes.
Left Russia, you knew you had to. It was a time that you knew you had to leave. Were your friends leaving too?
Yeah. Everybody, whoever had a chance, they left.
Everyone was leaving. Okay.
Whoever had a chance, they left. You know, we were afraid my father didn't want to go. He didn't want to go.
Your father didn't want to go?
Didn't want to go.
And after he died, then...
Then after he died...
Everybody went
Sure.
to leave. Okay.
Didn't want to go.
Okay, I think that's all for today.
He didn't like America. He didn't like it.
Had he ever been here?
He wasn't here, but he didn't like it.
Okay.
He said he don't like it. He knew that they have to go from Shabbos in Sakoisha world. So he didn't like it. You know, we were raised Shabbos is Shabbos, kosher is kosher. Everything has to be kosher. We came to Shul Shabbos. We didn't do nothing. And we lived our life like a nice life. You know? And I go, but it hurts me. Ruben Tove come to go Friday for supper in the club. It hurts me. I go, but I feel...
You're never quite comfortable?
I'm not comfortable.
Yeah.
I thought a few times I have to quit. But this last Friday I didn't want to go. So he said, why? I didn't want it. It made him feel bad. And so I went again, but I made up my mind now not to do it.
Yeah. Well, you've lived through a lot of different worlds when you think about it. When you think about the world that you lived in Russia was one world, and then you came and lived in Cuba.
In Cuba, yeah.
And then when you lived here, it was still a very different world than it is now.
That's right.
So you've lived through a lot of different worlds.
You know, when I came here and I would come, his family was here, Max's family. In Shabbos was like today, they didn't care. They didn't eat no bread, but they didn't Shabbos or Shabbos. But we are different things. But I came here and I came to his family and they all Shabbos, they didn't care, they go, they ride, and so I got used to it.
Yeah.
I got used to it.
But now it's harder for you.
They were caught. Everybody was taking off the weapon, everybody. But next door to the stable, so Brad goes by the end was into his and they went into the stable. Stayed there until the daylight, and they saw a man catching a wagon with pots. Put him in the wagon, but not drawn up, and all the pots he had, and brought him in somewhere where they would be safe. and they lost, they had just gotten married, and they had money, and they had the clothes, and they took everything away from them. We were caught too, but my mother had a lot of gold with her, gold money. And Goldie was with us, and the two boys. Yeah, it's
That's interesting.
yeah. The way we got
Through the
her
war.
father-in-law, my brother, Dennis. We had a leather factory. Did she tell you anything about that?
She said that was shoes. You made
Well,
shoes.
We made shoes, and we had rooms extra in our house, and the men were working making shoes. But the leather was in our house under the bed in a hole. And somebody told, because Abe was the one who was working on Abe and my younger brother. They came and told my mother they're going to kill him. Now we were sitting in our house. You walked in here, and right across there was a window. She said they made all the arrangements ahead of time. They had money ready, passports. Same day we were thrown out of Poland when the Russians came in. Russia took over Poland in 1 year, many years ago. So we had passports. But my mother and my brother-in-law made a shimmer. They made my older sister's husband. They all made the arrangements where we were going and where we would meet. So my mother said to Abe, they told on you that you're bringing leather to the house. She said they're coming to kill you. So he jumped right out the window. I can just see it. Right out the window on the first floor. Jumped out the window, and they knew what time to leave already and where to meet. So at midnight, my mother and my older brother, Dan, he was about 9, he was 14. We all got on top of the train. They made arrangements who was going to take us and where. We got on the train on the stop, and we came near near Poland. It's in Poland already. Cora. Yeah. Cora?
Did you ever go on
Krakow? Is it Krakow?
No, not Krakow. Yeah, it could be
The
Krakow.
Kovna? Is it Kovna?
It's Poland.
Uh-huh.
Krakow, Poland.
Mm-hmm.
And my brother-in-law's nephew lived there. Are you taking it down?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my brother-in-law's nephew lived in Krakow, near Poland. But before that, we were going over the border, and we heard a cow with a bell. And we thought the Bolsheviks were running after us. And then we saw
Who was with you?
Abe, Dennis, myself, my mother, and my Aunt Goldie and her two boys, Maury and
You just left.
Maury
You just left your house and.
we left the house with everything in it. We didn't touch a thing.
You didn't take anything with you?
Oh, no. But we were...
What happened to the bombing?
We don't know. My mother, we didn't care because at least we were safe.
Joe,
Yeah.
Could you push that thing and see if it works? Not to hold the button. Were you wealthy people?
Oh,
Owning a
well,
factory?
to do, but we couldn't get anything. They wouldn't let us buy anything. They wouldn't let us have electric. They wouldn't... We were bourgeois. That's rich.
In front of the camera. Okay. Okay. It's working.
We
You couldn't take money out with you. They wouldn't let you take
gold.
money. They let you take gold out?
Because they say that they knew already. They pay off plenty because we made the border, we got through, but somebody told on us. So my mother and like I say, and my Goldie went to the big shop and paid off. And the one Jewish boy was there. He said, my head will fall off if I wouldn't get you to Poland. Because he saw what happened to us. So, but we had to jump off of the train, and when it stopped somewhere, I don't know where, and get into a platform train, and jump off. There was, they told us where, there was sand, a beach. And my mother, my brother, and I, Goldie and the boys went another way. We jumped off, and someone met us there and took us to Krakow, Poland. That's where my brother-in-law's nephew lived with his family, and he took us into Russia, Poland. But it was hard. It was hard. And after that, all the men, the two men in my family, and my brother Sam, went to work. And they brought everything, produced the food, and then, and that's how, and then Morris, you knew the Dennis, my brother, no, you didn't know the Dennis. He sent us passes to come here. But we had to wait a year.
So you came after together?
Yeah, I was born in
Cuba.
Cuba.
Goldie. You came after her, didn't you? Goldie was already here?
No, Goldie was in Cuba. And she had Yetta in Cuba.
Had to stop over in Cuba.
Right.
She couldn't come to her.
I was looking at her picture, but she was
Tell us why she stopped in Cuba.
Huh?
Tell us how come she stopped in Cuba. You told
Well,
us before.
He could have come to America, to Cincinnati, or go to Chicago, because his family lived in Chicago, so they could go either way. But Max didn't want to wait. He could have waited and gone with us. After we left, but Max couldn't wait. So they went to Cuba, and then he decided he didn't want to wait a year. Did she tell you that? What happened? So she was 7 months pregnant with Yetta, and Max wanted to go to America, to Cincinnati or Chicago. So he got someone to take them. He paid him off. Not legally, you know. Go to get on the boat with her stomach, and she says, this is what she told us. Where am I going with this stomach? If they catch us, I'm not in America and I'm not in Cuba. And I'm with a baby. She said, Max, if you want to go, go. I'm getting off. Of course, when she got off, they got off. And they finished their year in Cuba. And then they went to Chicago. That's another story.
Let's hear that
And
one.
all the
Lost buildings that they bought.
Yes, oh, really?
They were poor because
No.
everything.
until Grandma Goldie
We used
took
to,
the reins.
but I don't want that. I don't want,
No, you don't want
No,
it.
I don't want that. Okay.
Okay.
We'll never hear it then.
because if you,
Was he part of the Al Capone, maybe?
huh?
Was he part of Al Capone?
No, he just enjoyed
just
No,
liked
he
it?
was gambling.
Well, I like to go to the horses.
Oh, yeah.
He always did that.
And he always was robbed. Every time he lost a bundle, he came home saying he was almost killed with her. But he was so handsome. So was Goldie.
His grandmother raised those 3 children, truly.
Yeah.
She kept them in line. She was the one that made sure they went on the street.
And Reuben was very good. Reuben, he listened to her whatever she suggested. I think she let him through his young, you know.
Don't say that.
No.
Put it on her. We want to hear the story.
I have to show the audience.
She was the matriarch of the family.
They all, Goldie and the both.
And she kept her children on the right road. She worked hard.
Sure.
She finally made a go of life when she had the fish store.
Right.
Chicken and fish store.
He worked
Before
hard.
then,
He worked hard when they had
before
the
then,
store.
they struggled.
Yeah,
Once
Goldie
they got
worked
a
hard.
hold
So
of the
did
fish
he.
store and the chicken store, you know what happened? Their lives started turning around.
Yeah, they were after school. So I guess they're 5 or 6, I don't know. Right to the with delicatessen. It was candy and delicatessen. But I sold the candy. And the man would come in with a penny pipe, one cigarette for a penny. I wasn't allowed to sell cigarettes, but I did anyhow. I was allowed. But one girl got jealous of me because I was working. She couldn't get a job, so she told the Board of Education that I had no.
You were underage.
Yeah. So Mrs. Fingerman, who I was working for.
How old did she think you were?
Well, she knew I was young. She was 15 and I was 15. She was jealous because I was working.
Yeah, the lady you worked for.
Oh, she didn't care. She just liked me. Yeah. And she said, don't worry. You're going to have a job. There's another candy store, a real candy store, on Clark Street in Cincinnati. And she said, you'll get a job there. So I went to Clark Street and I worked till I quit school. And then I went to work at the department store. I always had a job. I worked. I didn't like just fooling around.
You hear that, Jody?
Oh, she's a hard worker. I know, John. She's a wonderful job. But yeah, we're just everything. Yeah, sometimes that's a job. What do you want to do?
Do you still sit for Granny?
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
We came to Cincinnati the day we came in, my birthday, 10 years old. And we lived in Spice Hill with Morris and Frida and their 5 children, Abe and Ben and myself and my mother. Well, after 9 months, we decided we ought to move out. And we moved to, Abe then was with us. He wasn't married. They rented a 2-bedroom apartment on Mill Street, downtown. We lived there until Abe got married, and then we couldn't afford the 2-bedroom apartment, because Abe and Dan paid everything. So my brother Dan and my mother and I started looking for a smaller apartment. We walked and walked and walked, and finally, on Clinton Street, we saw a sign, apartment for rent. So I knocked on the door, and my mother and I asked what it looks like. They took us upstairs. I said, we'll take it if it has a bathroom with a tub, because I want a bath. Because where I live, you have to bring a little heater to heat up the bathroom in the hall. And I wasn't having it anymore. By that time, I was 12 years old. So the lady from the house took us to the 2nd floor, and my mother and I liked the apartment, and she assured us there was a nice bathroom there with a tub, and there was. So meanwhile, I noticed there was 2 girls there, my age, one a year younger and one a year older than I. So I had friends. Before that, I didn't have any friends. And there was 3 boys there. There was Ben, Emmanuel, and Harry. Ben was already 17. And when I was 13, his mother, who became my mother-in-law, made a birthday party for me. And when I was 15, Ben played in the orchestra in the school, and he wanted me to go with him. I said, well, I'll go if your sisters go. And so we went to the play in school. And from then on, I saw Ben, and when I was 22, he went to college to Columbus, Ohio. But he's come to me all the time. And we got married when I was 22. That's the story of me and Ben. We were married 30 years. And had 2 lovely daughters, and they gave us grandchildren. We had a lovely life. And my mother was always with me. It was a good love. It was happy, very happy. That's it.
Okay.
Oh, what a nice picture.
You have to do it again. Here's Aunt Sarah's room. Here's Aunt Sarah with Jody.
And wave. And I love you, and I love your daughter and son, and your husband, and all my nieces and nephews. And sometimes when Ruben tells me something, and I know your mother would just, your grandma Goldie, would just love it. Things that you kids do. And, you know, when Ruben tells me his children do something, and I think of Goldie. I never say anything to him about that, because sometimes it hurts when you, but I think of Goldie, and I think Goldie, oh, when Terry had, his wife had a baby, now he's a year and a half, and then Ruben told me he's going to Chicago, and then I looked up, I have a picture of the baby, and the baby was born, and I thought, oh, gee, he's a year and a half, and I thought of Goldie, and Ruben called me after he got back from Chicago. Benny calls me. It's wonderful. I enjoy it. I enjoy meeting everybody. So I love all the children. Goldie's grandchildren, Goldie's children, Yada's children, Yada's grandchildren. It's good. We all lived together in harmony. Saturdays were wonderful. I knew what everybody liked, and I had everything ready. And one day Betty said to me, "And Sarah, do you realize we were in your house every Saturday, and no one thought of bringing anything, not even a piece of cake?" And I thought it was funny.
Why was it always your house?
Because Grandma, my mother, Bobby was there. You think they came to see me?
Sure.
I came to see Bobby. But I loved it. I loved it. Hey, Morris's children and their children. And one Saturday, everybody was there and we were having so much fun that Yada forgot the older one. What's the name? I forgot his name. The older one. Yada Dennis is the older one.
Oh, you had a Dennis?
Yeah. What's her
Marcia.
name? Marcia. And she started going out. She left her in our house. Of course, we saw it and we started to laugh. And though 5 or 7 minutes later, she was all the way up the street, she came back. And we were laughing, and she said, "I don't think it's funny." She was 5 years old. We had fun. We had good times, and we enjoyed each other's company. That was the most important. That's it.
Something kind of special, like family kind of thing. 'Cause we
But this is what I like what Coach Jim Harrick is doing, and we're repeating it and we're beating the dead horse to death here probably. But the 3 guards when they're out there, they spread you out and they penetrate. Then when he wants discipline, he goes to his UCLA sets.
Mosley, give and go.
And he's shaking his head to the ref. He got hit that time. He wanted a 4-point play. Okay, Stanford, now set up, pound it inside. I see Tim Young just come off the bench, so he'll be coming in a moment.
There you see the story from the floor. Rhode Island, 50%.
Bang,
The
bang.
answer from Mendez, and all of that practice paying dividends.
Oh, as I said earlier, this guy can drain it every time up. You got to know where he is every time down.
That was Stanford's first basket or score of any kind, either from the line or from the floor, in 4 minutes.
Like I said earlier, they need stops more than they need scoring. He's going to take it.
Facing up Madsen, cleared by Mosley, and the quick outlet to McDonald.
Taking it into the corner, drop it down to Madsen.
Jaron Collins coming off that double-double, stopped by Arababu. Mosley, that's his spot. 8 in the game for the sophomore from Las Cruces. He can score in bunches. He can come at you in waves, just as Mendez.
Now the tables turn. Now either Rhode Island has to get on the foul line. They got to stop the little drought they're in. Ooh, that hesitation. Unbelievable. Let's shake hands down. Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
From six-cylinder to...
It gets you like this. It's a shake. It's static. That's the word,
From
static.
a six-cylinder to a V8 engine he's got.
He must be outstanding in a disco.
Mendez. Ball
Right
out
up
of
there.
bounds. Madsen. He'll pick up the foul. Arababu had position. That's the first against the Mad Dog. The lead is 7 for Rhode Island. Well, we talk so often about the stop and go. Stop, go, and finish.
Been to some nice places.
Yes, I have. Singapore is terrific. That's Prime Minister something. You see that?
Scary.
Fatima, big star. 52 countries in 2 years.
This new software I've installed, it's gonna save your life. It's called Lotus Notes. Let you collaborate on projects all over the world. You never have to leave the office. It's gonna be great to have you around.
Life is unpredictable. Sometimes you need health insurance. Sometimes you need life insurance. And sometimes...
Simone, è per te.
You need investments for the future. So at the Conseco Companies, our goal is to help you protect wealth, create wealth for life.
Where's your father?
You don't want to know.
Here he comes.
Watch out, Dad!
Yeah. Here he comes.
Hey, it's Chevy Venture. With a remote control door. Pretty convenient, huh?
Whoa, Dad.
What? Chevy Venture.
Let's go.
Good idea.
Oh, hi, honey.
Am I excited about Thursday?
Of course, Thursdays are at anniversary.
Of course I planned a trip.
Yeah, we're taking the Orient Express to spot in Thailand for bird watching.
Love you too. Bye.
New Visa Platinum.
Did you go to Thailand?
With a world of purchase power for the unexpected, including that trip you never thought you'd take.
This is such a surprise.
Yeah, New Visa Platinum. It's everywhere you want to be.
Welcome back to Kiel Center. I'm Craig James along with Jim Herrick Jr. Now, you've played for your father. You've coached against your father. What's he telling his ball club right now?
Well, he's saying to them, let's run the high post offense. Let's turn it over. Let's be patient. Let's take good shots. Montgomery's a great coach. He doesn't get enough credit. He's a great coach. He's got Weems and McDonald and Lee, and they can all knock down the three. So he's trying to tell them, be patient in the offense. Let's take good shots. Let's try to still keep them off the glass, and let's rebound.
All right, thank you very much, Jim. You know, also, Al, you look at this half here, they were talking about how now Rhode Island is rebounding.
Oh, they're rebounding, Pony, man. They're rebounding because they're quicker. But usually strength shows in the last 4 minutes. So let's wait another 3 minutes, and the strength from Stanford should show.
Oh, Wheeler again running the baseline with a finger roll. He is all smiles. 24 in the game for Tyson.
Okay, you got to get Lee back in. There he is over the table. Picking up their defense, the Rams.
Mosley off the pick from Jaron Collins. And a foul against Arababu, and that is his 4th foul. Look at this baseline run.
Well, it's backdoor. What happens that time, he fakes to get the ball up front. The defensive man overreacts, and he goes backdoor. Now there's the reaction. Too early to smile, son. Too early to smile. There's 6 minutes and change left. A lifetime. I get so upset with ball players, and they celebrate before they win. You never celebrate till the horn goes off.